Hi, everyone, and welcome to Stock Market Today. It's Alyssa Corum here with Justin Nielsen. And Justin, before we take a quick look at the major indexes, why don't you go ahead and give us a rundown of what we're going to be talking about today?
Well, there were some areas that were strong and some that weren't. So we'll start with an area that was really strong, and that was the airlines. And we'll look at the US Global Jets ETF, that's JETS. We'll also take a look at some medical names, starting with DaVita and then going on to AbbVie.
Perfect. Well, first, let's take a look at those major indexes. Here's a chart of the NASDAQ. We did see a downside reversal today, but closed with a loss of less than 1%. The Dow closed about flat for the day. The S&P 500 down about 0.3%. So what do you make of today's action, for the tech-heavy index, which has seen a rally that's been pretty much unstoppable? To
Yeah,
put it
and
in
I mean, the fact is,
perspective.
yeah, the fact is we're growth investors. And so today we took it on the chin. But given how fast and how much this stock market has gone up with growth leading, it's been incredible. And so
Mhm.
this is kind of expected. We're getting back to those old highs of February, and we ran up so quickly. We talk a lot about these cup patterns, and that's kind of what you have here, a very V-shaped cup. And a lot of times it would be natural for a little pause to happen here. And so we talked about a little bit of sector rotation yesterday. Seemed like that sector rotation was continuing today. So the S&P 500, while down, was better than the NASDAQ. And there were a lot of those real economy names, with investors betting on reopening the, different locations. So maybe this economy gets back on track. And some of those beaten down names were the ones that were coming back, whereas the leading stocks of this rally were the ones that were getting hurt. So
Mhm.
as you mentioned, it was a downside reversal. It just briefly went above yesterday's high, and then it definitely closed below yesterday's low. So an outside day as well, and closing near the lows.
Yeah, but we are still well above that 10-day line
Oh yeah.
and that
hmm
9,500 level. So you
hmm
can't complain too much, right?
Exactly. So, I mean, this is where, you have to take that step back, and it's hard sometimes because your portfolio is bleeding, and you're taking a lot of losses, and or at least you're seeing your profits diminish, and that's never fun. But you have to take that step back and look at, okay, where has this rally come from?
Hmm.
And this is very normal. So if there are stocks that you're trying to hold on to for longer term gains, this is where you have to kind of avoid that panic selling. Start looking at where you're at in relation to your 10-week moving average lines on some of those better names,
Yeah,
just so you put it in perspective. Switch to the
definitely.
weekly chart on those stocks. It'll help.
Yes, such a good point. Such a good point there. And you mentioned beaten down names having a very strong showing today. And one area where that is a perfect example of this is the airline group, with all those airline stocks just seeing massive gains. And this is the US Global Jets ETF, which has a lot of those airlines as its top holdings, including American, Southwest. So we did see a big move here today, but this is a group that got hit very hard during the crash, and it's not typically where we like to play. When
Yeah, I
we're
mean,
looking at the top growth stocks that held up much better.
right, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of risks with this, and this is where a lot of people are trying to time the lows and say I can't go much lower, but a lot of times they can. And so the benefit of an ETF is that you at least don't have the single stock risk where one of the
Right.
companies goes out of business, which that can happen at any time, even for companies that have been around for years and years, and you think are the safest stocks. Nothing is safe in the market. Everything is at risk. Now the ETF does kind of balance that risk out, diversify it a little bit, but in this case you are still really exposed to a sector. So let's say next week, coronavirus cases spike up, and people start saying, you know what, this is going to take a little bit longer, or even a month from now or two. Just know that's a risk if you're going to be playing things off of the bottom. I mention it because it was one of the strongest ETFs today. It beat a lot of leveraged ETFs, amazingly. But that just kind of gives you a sense of what was working in the market, why the S&P 500 wasn't quite down as much as the NASDAQ.
Yeah, a very good point there. And moving on, let's take a look at DaVita. Ticker there is DVA, setting up a very classic pattern. Now, Justin, you mentioned with the NASDAQ looking like that V-shaped cup, but we are seeing some cup with handle patterns out there, and a nice day for DaVita, up over 3% today, nearing a cup with handle buy point.
Yeah, and so the point here is don't take your eye off the ball. Just because you've had a couple days maybe of losses, maybe tomorrow we see some more, and maybe we can rebound by the next week. But you still have to kind of be looking for those setups, and there might sometimes be rotation within groups. You might have, we talked about that yesterday with the semiconductors and KLAC coming on. So we might be seeing some of that in the medical group as well. And so be on the lookout for those patterns that are forming, have them on your watch list. And so if they do break out and the market starts looking like it's going to recover from this little pullback. Again, it's a little pullback at this point, not much at all. Make sure you're ready with new, fresh names on your watch list.
Yes, always important to keep that watch list updated. And last but not least, let's take a look at ABV, ticker ABBV, if I could type correctly. A nice day here too, up 2.4%. And now AbbVie did break out of what our pattern recognition is recognizing as a cup with handle here, although it did tend to, it struggled a little bit at that initial breakout, but
Sure.
it's forming a nice flat area here now, and again, a nice day of strength today.
Yeah, so if you had bought it earlier, again, it might have been a tough hold because it was very early on, and it took a while for some stocks to really start going. But this could be like kind of a follow-on entry for you to add on to shares, or potentially start a new position. Again, we want to kind of make sure that we're not increasing our exposure when the market's in a little vulnerable position. But here again, you want to make sure that you have these names at the ready, so if you do need to increase exposure and you're looking for things, you've got these alerts set in your system, and you're ready to go with the stocks researched and well known ahead of time.
Yes. And one more note on the NASDAQ, if we could, because you mentioned if we do see a pullback from here, well, if you rewind the clock just not a very long time ago, we did see somewhat of a pullback, and, maybe intraday, some investors were thinking that the sky was falling, but
Right.
it actually provided some nice opportunities for
Absolutely.
investors with those upside reversals,
Hmm.
strength off of pullbacks to moving averages. So it's good to look for that silver lining.
Right. And, if you just kind of back up a little bit, even before that, you
Right.
had that test of the 21-day exponential moving average. That's the green line on the chart. That was another great opportunity. It's one of the reasons why in Swing Trader, we really hit it hard with those upside reversals that we were seeing in both of those cases. And, those can really pay off. It's, really good for swing trading, but sometimes you can have those swing trades turn into position trades. What might
Hmm.
be a short-term gain, if you're really making progress, you could say, you know what, I'm going to hold on to some of this for a little bit longer. You don't want to go the other way though. You don't want to say, oh, this is something I'm starting out as a swing trade, and then I'm going to turn it into a position trade because I'm wrong on it and I don't want to take the loss. That's not the way to do it. But
Right.
if you
Right.
do have the gains, sometimes it's okay to let those run a little bit longer.
Well, fantastic advice as always, Justin. Thanks for joining me today. And thank you, audience, for watching. And you can be sure that the conversation will continue tomorrow morning on IABD Live, our morning live stream, where we're sharing our screens, providing in-depth analysis, looking at stocks that are crossing our radar. So a lot of great advice. And I will say that today we did get some shout outs on social media talking about how we weren't just talking about actionable stocks, but really talking about some educational elements that, can stick with you as an investor forever beyond
Yeah.
just, what's crossing a buy zone today.
We really try to balance it out because again, you've got on the panel, probably each day at least a century's worth of experience in the stock market. Between the people that are on and the people that are in the background answering questions. So, we've seen a lot of different. I mean, just in my investing career, I had two once-in-a-lifetime events with the dot-com bubble and the financial crisis. So we've seen a lot of different markets, and that can kind of help, temper
Mhm.
temper reactions to kind of say, hey, you know what, we've seen this before, and this is what's normal, this is what's not.
Yes. So if you haven't yet joined us on IBD Live, we encourage you to check it out. And you can do so by visiting investors.com/IBD Live. All right, everyone. Once again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow.